Hello there, guys. My name's Tom Riddle, and welcome to the Amazing Brick Network. Expelliarmus! All right, Tom, that will be enough of you, my friend. Okay, guys, let's get into it officially. My name's Tori Favreau. Welcome to the Amazing Brick Network. So glad to have you here on the show. Make sure you like, make sure that you subscribe, and click the bell for notifications. Ding! Today, we are going to do a book review, and this is the Harry Potter Magical Treasury, a visual guide to the wizarding world. And I'd like to send a huge thanks out to our friends at DK Books, who were good enough to send this particular beautiful guide to us today. Now, before you raise your eyebrows, you guys know me by now. We've been through the hard times, the times where we just didn't know which brick to click. If I don't like this, I'm going to tell you I don't like it. So we do have a few surprises heading down the pipeline to you, but in all cases, I know your money's important, and I don't want to waste your time on things that aren't worth the money. So I'll give you my thoughts on these things, and together we can make better informed purchasing decisions. Fans of Harry Potter rejoice though. This thing is an absolute banger. I am in love with the book. So, as our friend Tom Riddle, doing the introduction so well, in that funny sort of accent that he did, he is the exclusive minifigure now. You can see he was up there, and I just thought, hey, I can make him do a introduction, because he's always wanted to act. He's had a love for the theatre since he was young. This came with it. Exclusive, Tom Riddle. Beautiful little outfit. I do like this. And even though they look as though they do just come stuck together, they are true minifigures, proper Lego parts, of course. But so you can pull them apart. You can play with them. Everything moves in them. I know some of the minifigures sometimes that you do get, like the ones with the LED lighting and stuff like that, they do have limited movement. Of course, their heads are stuck on. No, this is a proper minifigure that you can add to your collection. At some point, a little bit further down the track, one of you guys will win this. So my hands are going to be touching this. I am so sorry. I will have opened it, but someone will be winning this book sometime down the future. Okay. So I am super glad to be able to talk about this with you, though, because it is a beautiful book. First things first, let's just put Tom there until I knock him over by mistake, which will probably be fairly quickly. Stay. Okay. So this is a hardcover book in Australia. It retails for about $30 to $35, depending on where you're buying it from. Is it worth it? Yes, it is. Okay, so a hardcover book. It's got that area there where the minifigure's stored inside, and it is in a plastic area just here that you peel back to get him out. That one will be going in. I'm sorry, Tom, back to your plastic tomb. And let's have a quick look at the back here. Alrighty, so we've got Enter a Magical World, Harry Potter, or you're meeting Harry Potter, Lord Voldemort, staff and students. This is a book that focuses on the general poor Tom, he's already fallen. General environs of the world, not the character encyclopedia, which DK did release some time ago. This is just the environs. You will see different characters in here, of course, but it's more about the Lego that was used in the book and the different environments that are in here. So let's have a quick crack in and let's see what we have to see. So straight away, I can tell you now, the paper is really tactile. It's very good quality, and it's probably something that your kids are going to be able to have a look at without you freaking out that they're going to rip, really delicate and fine pages. The quality of the photography, as you can see for yourself, is extremely good, and it's a lot of fun too. So whoever did this particular part of the book, exceedingly good job. Now, here's something that we are going to be very interested in. We get lots of detail here, and of course we've got the Privet Drive set, which came out in 2020, and whilst you may not be able to see it on the video, but all that information is right there. Year 2020, set number, pieces in it, and how many minifigures you get with it. That will be being built soon for the Amazing Brick Network for you guys to have a look at. Some guys in Amazing Lego Modular Buildings have already built this and made it into a fully realized modular set, which is amazing. All the way around here, basically there's information about the environment, the characters, of course, and also just how they built the particular areas, if there were any unique pieces being used. And yeah, the invisibility cloak, it's got a shiny exterior and printed on the inside, and it's sort of like a lenticular holograph there. And even though this is obviously a 2D book, they've done an exceedingly good job at making sure that you do get that impression. And as you make your way through, especially if you're a fan of Harry Potter, you're going to be seeing things in here that you think to yourself, I remember that. Like, and there's also, the thing I do like about it is there's little unique things that are being mentioned in here, and things that you may not realize about the sets. Like, for example, I know it sounds silly, but wooden planks show regular repairs. It's interesting because, like, the Weasleys' home, it is cozy, and as we remember it, it is a lot of fun, and but at the end of the day, it's falling apart. And they even show the areas here, upper floors are supported at an angle on hinged bricks because the house was on an irregular size in the movies. The thing I do love is just that they are bothering to put all this extra detail in. And the thing I do also enjoy about this is a book that you can read with your kids. The language is not patronizing for adults, but it's also not too tough for younger readers. I would say 10 years and plus would have no problem reading this book whatsoever. This is really cool because, like, even here for Godric Gryffindor, ginger version of Nearly Headless Nick and Ollivander's hair. So that is a pretty cool headpiece for that, just done in a different color. But it is now being repurposed, and that's the beautiful thing about Lego, that they do repurpose a lot of things and they do it exceptionally well. Back to the general quality of the book though, the page count is decent. As you know, here we go. So we have all that other information, and there we go. Now we also have behind the scenes. So it's showing the creative process, gives you a glimpse into the actual book that you, behind the scenes, so to speak, that you may never have had a chance to have had a look at in the past. So we've got a Q&A with the team, and I do think this is being done in Billund in Denmark, which is where all the magic does take place. You get to read a lot more about it, how they made the minifigures, the pros and cons of working on the minifigures and the other buildings, what has to stay and what has to go. And that allows us to get a greater glimpse into the magic of Lego, and whilst connected to the magic of Harry Potter, of course. So that's not a small area indeed. Like, you do have a lot to look at there. There's an expansive character gallery, and also it does go all the way through, and then you've even got the Fantastic Beasts. I think it's really cool that they'd include that. It's part of the greater world of Harry Potter, of course. Yeah, let's take a quick look here. So inclusive of everything, there's 96 pages, which is a fair effort considering that this is, a reference and resource book. A lot of people would think to themselves, well, how much information can I actually get out of this? And I'm here to tell you, as someone who is a fan of these books, you get tons out of them. The actual level of detail here, as simplistic as sometimes these layouts, although they're gorgeous, I know they do look simplistic, don't be fooled for a second. There's stuff, little things you may not have known, especially if you're new to the world of Lego. It's even like the Triwizard Cup. The handles can be gripped by a minifigure. So it's like how Lego makes this accessible to its little world for playability. I mean, a lot of adult builders will build these things and they won't be pushed up and down a street. For example, the Night Bus, it won't be pushed up and down the street, Lego City Street, of course. But still, it is playable. Those areas are accessible to put minifigures into. And I think that's really important that we do know that, because they go to so much time and effort when they make these to make them as fun as possible. And I guess the end result would be, except for the extremely high-end creator series, that these are meant to be played with. Hopefully a child will drive that bus up and down their lounge room floor and drive their parents crazy with it, whilst there's a shrunken head included with it. It's just beautifully presented. You will find out so much that you never knew existed. And I do think that this is going to be something that most of you, as fans of this series, are going to find absolutely invaluable. One thing I do wish, and I guess they couldn't include absolutely everything, I'm a big fan of the old school Harry Potter sets as well. They are quite simplistic compared to what you get. I mean, look at the scope of that. That's absolutely beautiful. But there have been several Hogwarts castles, so it would be extremely interesting to see them back when they were the yellow minifigures, because there were Harry Potter yellow minifigures, and I do have quite a collection of them. Maybe one day we'll actually get them out and go through those minifigures together. But this book is an absolute beautiful achievement. It feels nice. I know that sounds stupid, but it's a physical medium, so of course you do want it to be pleasant to touch. The amount of information, there's hours and hours of reading in here. There's stuff that when you go back that you won't have noticed the first time round. There's things that you won't know. And of course there will be some things, you know, because obviously you'll probably be a fan if you are getting this book. All things said and done, it's extremely comprehensive. I think it's great value for money. I mean, even for those people who are just into their minifigures and exclusives like that, from a monetary point of view, I could imagine this minifigure will end up being worth more than the book. But DK made sure you got both. You can't argue with that logic. I adore it. I think that this book is fantastic. I can't wait to show you more. DK have been kind enough to send me some more books, which I will review for you shortly. Until next time, though, give this a peep. If you see it in your local shop, I would highly suggest that you do get it. It's one of those books. Harry Potter is very timeless. However, the things that do have that logo on them tend to get snatched up really quickly. And I do think with that minifigure, it's going to be just a matter of time before you can't get your hands on this book either. They don't stay in print for very long, it seems, in my opinion, and for good reason. And not only that, but sometimes you do have cretins that steal those out of the books in supermarkets or bookstores, unfortunately. So I recommend this book. Many thanks to DK for providing it, and I can't wait to show you more things that are being sent by DK, and we've got a couple of other companies on board too that do want to share their message with us. So we'll be sure to try them out together, and if we don't like it, then we'll be sure to tell each other. But what do you think of this book just based on what I've shown you? Please leave a comment below. Share it with your friends. There may be some of your mates who don't even know that this book exists, or maybe they've just got little kids who love Harry Potter, and the book is certainly accessible to all age groups, as I said, and it's written in a friendly enough fashion that even if, you know, the parent may not be into Lego, it's certainly something that you wouldn't mind reading your kids at night time to help them go to sleep. This is a brilliant little book. I do recommend it. Thanks for watching. Happy building.